Yeah. What's up, y'all? Welcome to a special, I guess, edition of Broad Street Aftermath with your boy Cool Cat Connor.
But if you want to sit at the casino,
right? Finally. Leader edition? Yeah. So how about that? Let's try it again. Leader edition. What up, leader?
What's going on, my man? What's going on? We back here on the Broad Street Blitz Take. How you doing, man?
Doing good, man. It's Broad Street Blitz Take Leader edition, so it's all you.
We're gonna listen, man. I want to talk about the one thing, the Tyreek Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Tyreek Hill news, man. Listen, I think it's something to keep aware of now. Now, listen, I know a lot of people like it might not happen or nothing, but I don't think it's nothing to get big about. But and unlike how we can't pull the move, it's just if he want to make the move over, taking up Jahan Dotson's doing good now. I think he's somebody to be excited about. The thing is, from looking at AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, are you going to be able to tell him to chill out for a minute on getting the ball like that? Is it going to be one of them things? Is he going to agree to that? Is he going to agree to going down on money, really?
Right.
That's the thing. He might want just a ring. Fangio, he might want that ring. And then he'll go somewhere else and get that bag. How we know he won't take that 1 year bag and then go somewhere else again? Now, long term, now I definitely think that's off the table on that. But taking that 1 year to come get a ring, it could happen. Could happen.
Right. So you think? Go ahead.
What you think about the whole? What you think about the whole scenario? What you think?
Tyreek. So basically, what you're saying is Tyreek Hill to the Eagles.
I'm not saying it's a definite, but I don't think Howie won't. I don't think he's sleeping on it.
Even after all that's going on right now with Tyreek Hill and the cops, what's going on there? Like you don't think Howie ain't noticing that? And also, leader, before I let you go, we got AJ Brown and Devontae Smith. Like we talking Tyreek Hill who wants to be number one. Like, we got AJ, we got Devontae, and we even got Jahan Dotson. So I get what you're saying, but I don't think the Eagles are a team that needs Tyreek Hill. He needs to go to a team that is a contender and wants a wide receiver one, because that's why I see Tyreek Hill, a wide receiver one.
Now, I see that. That's the big thing. Like, he's a big guy, but we that Super Bowl team. People thinking we that team. We that team you can come through and get that ring and just go ahead and get your payday the next year. Mm-hmm. So don't think that can't happen. Now, I don't think it'll happen. I just don't think it'll happen. Jahan Dotson got 2 more years on his contract. You ain't got to pay him on the money. He lets you know in the Super Bowl he's here. So listen, I don't think they gonna go for it. But I'm saying don't think. If it happens, that's an if, man. If it happens, don't think he won't. He here to stay for 1 year. It won't be for no long. He's not here to be here for no long term. Everybody's here for long term already. Everybody's locked up. To me, I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it's gonna happen. Don't think if it happened. Don't think it can't happen for that 1 year blow. It can come through and he be that 1 year bomb and he goes somewhere else. I don't think he's a long term nothing. If it happens. Yeah.
Right. That's the key word though. If.
Yeah.
If. For starters, if. That's the only thing I see. If.
Right.
Everybody.
Philly's a hot team. Everybody want to come. Philly's a hot team. Everybody want to come to Philly, man. Everybody want to come to Philly, man. So it's that. But looking at one big thing, I'm looking at the draft. The draft. See, this is when the draft pops up. Usually when they win the Super Bowl, you don't think about it. They never have that good draft. right?
Right.
You've never seen them that next year like evolve. And this is big right here. You see, they want to go young. This is important. This draft important. This is it.
Yep.
We need to let this depth. They got the secondary. They got their blueprint. They know they want to have a pass rush. They know they want to have secondary. They know where their offense is at. And it seems like right now, listen, Dallas Goedert and Bryce won't be there. I'm predicting they won't be there next year. It's gonna be a trade. It's gonna be a trade somewhere to let it go. Jelix Hunt, Nolan Smith. The draft this year, I think it'll be 2 edge rushers, really. The guys I'm really banking on, the best ones really on the board, whether they get them or not. Josh Connolly is a bad boy. It's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. It is what it is. I like Tyler Warren. Listen, the guy I would think to reach and go trade up for a 6'6" guy that is an athlete like Tyler Warren. Put him in the offense. Let's go. All right.
Right.
TJ Sanders, that's a good look. That's a good look. Just look for that. It's a good look. It's a real good look. Look at that guy right there. Of course, we're not gonna get to Abdul Carter. He probably the guy that want to be an Eagle the most in the whole draft. You know what I'm saying, but it'll never happen. It'll never happen. It's not gonna be. You know what they have to risk, and why would they risk that? They don't have to do nothing but sit and look at talent for the best player to fall.
Right.
I see them looking at quarterbacks. You see, they want to keep people young. All right. You see, they look, and I see what you're saying about the. when you was talking about the Georgia guys. Listen, no question. But why you talking like that?
Nolan Smith, not Quinyon. Nolan Smith, Jordan Davis, Mr. Carter, Jalen Carter, N'Kobe Dean. Like we got a foundation that we can build off of. So that's what I'm saying when I said Georgia Bulldog. Like it don't matter who, but whatever can fall for Howie Roseman, because we talking over Howie T. We talking here. So, but go ahead.
Speaking of payday, Carter about to he getting $40 million. That's it.
Of course he is.
Of
course he is.
Just win. Just win. They're gonna pay. They're gonna pay him. That $40 million is definitely gonna happen. Probably 41 to set the market. You know how I was gonna be smart. He's gonna do it early. You know, because what's going on in Dallas right now. Yo, that's crazy. Could you imagine Dallas looking this bad right now? It's crazy right now.
Of course they look at that. Of course.
It's not a happy household. Not a happy household, man, is it? Micah Parsons is battling with guys who left, and guys are saying, hey, I know we're not going to win a Super Bowl there. It's crazy. But they're not going to go for no big guys. I don't think they're going to go for Trey Hendrickson unless it falls. They're not going to rush for nobody. That's the thing. If it falls in their price range, they're not really looking to go for somebody and spend the big bank. They're going to only spend the big bank on the guys that's already in house. You know, that's how that's going right now. That's how that's going.
Right.
Man, you know what? As far as the draft, like I say, as far as the draft go, this is going to be a real good draft. They're going to sit back. They're going to be cool. I mean, there's nothing to rush about right now. Nothing to rush about. Now, the only thing to look at right now is look at Sidney Brown. So Sidney Brown is going to listen. Justin Simmons they're not going to go rush for him either. Justin Simmons is advertising to be with the Eagles. You see what I'm saying? He's advertising to be with the Eagles. People are advertising to be with the Eagles. Don't think that won't happen because he knows Vic Fangio. He knows him, so he knows who to talk to. It's not like people are, usually when there's a person that the Eagles are going for, right? Right. Usually you hear them talking about him, right? It's not like shit. People are talking about they want to be with us. That's how it is. The future's already really set in the Eagles' term, right? They're looking at people that's already on the team. You dig what I'm saying? Like everybody looking at now 1-year deals, prove it deals. And they're looking at depth. They're all depth. Josh Uche he's a guy that had 11.5 sacks 1 year, or he's already been known. Aziz came in the game already with 8 sacks his first year. These guys they're coming for depth. They're proving it to the Eagles. Right. That's a good thing. That's the good part. Like people like they're looking at people they want to sign. Cooper, they're looking at Quinyon, they're looking at people they're going to sign the long term. So
Right.
the draft is just depth, man. That's the good part, and the good part that I'll tell you to look at is what you heard from about Adam Schefter. Schefter already said there is going to be. I would believe that. So you know it's going. Somebody's going. It's going to be a move made, man. It's going to be a move. It's going to be a move. It's just what how he does, and it's good to hear from Adam Schefter saying that there's definitely going to be some trades made. You know what I'm saying, so
like what you're thinking. What you thinking when it comes to that? Like, what trades do you see Howie Roseman making?
I'm looking at. You know what? Look at from to trade up to like 25 or 26. 25, 24, 20, 24 at the highest, right? So that's what I'm talking about, the range.
Right.
They're looking at whoever they're looking at. What you're looking at is looking at the visits, right? You always look at the visits. And you're always looking at the draft is on the 24th, right? So you're looking at to the tick down time. Who's the guy they're looking at? You know, the last visit, the highest guy in the last visit. And you're looking at that. So you're looking at that person. That's who they're going for. That's who they would look for to get that they will fall. Look at Jalen Carter. Remember Jalen Carter? You knew he was the last visit, and you was like, okay, that was around the last visit. Looking at the early to last visit. Shamar Stewart, look at him. He's a guy you look for somewhere in the range, right? He's somewhere to just see that he's a guy. If he falls in 32, they'll get him. Right. Then you look at that high rated guy. You know, Shamar Stewart's already been there, right? Just watch. You see Malachi Starks is a guy you're looking at. Look for him to get a visit. I'm telling you, look for him to get a visit. If he gets a visit, yeah, it goes down. Jalen Reed. Right. Somewhere in there, he's gotten a visit. Look for, just like when Keely Ringo got picked, right? Jalen Reed, that type of guy. Somewhere in the third guy, he's the guy that could get picked. You know, that's how the Eagles do it. That's how they're gonna make it happen. But just look for the high guy. I mean, Tyler Warren, you heard guys talk about him. Just look for somewhere in the high range. That's a high guy that if they make a big trade up, that could be a guy. Right. High starts. You say a Georgia guy, right? If he becomes a guy that gets a visit, watch. Right. He's going to be a guy that they will go for, trade up for. It's just that the Eagles are that's how they are. That's how that team is, man. And just look for the next couple of days, 10 days before the draft, and that they're getting to the point where they're almost up on their top 30 visits. It's almost there. So just look at that next point, like they did Nolan Smith, like they did Ringo, like they did Dean. When they come for a visit, those visits, Cam Jurgens, those visits on the left, those visits are very important. Very important. So
what's your thoughts on Amon-Ra St. Brown and what he has to say about wanting to face the Philadelphia Eagles week 1?
Man, whatever, man. Listen, okay, yeah, whatever. Listen, of course we on everybody's list. We're the champs. Yep. You know everybody. Amon-Ra St. Brown, you know he was on Kevin Hart. He was on the little joint. He was talking or whatever. Listen, everybody, whatever. Everybody want the Eagles. Everybody want the Eagles, man. Everybody want to, the Giants, and everybody want to. Come on. Listen, honestly, if you want my confidence going into the season, I've been telling my girl all this. I can't wait for football. I cannot wait. It's like I can't look at my chops for football. Right. My thing is, listen. Everybody wanted to deal with the Eagles. Deebo Samuel seemed like did he have an Eagle jersey on? Man?
I think he did.
And he at Washington Command. This is crazy. Micah Parsons, a person who plays for the Cowboys, is kind of everybody wants to play for the Eagles, man. Just what it
Right.
is. Now, if you're looking at it, Lane Johnson has the extension. There's nobody. They're not looking to rush to get nobody. Right. I just don't think the guy I want is Tyler Warren. I'm telling you, I want that guy. I want him or Abdul Carter, but that's not going to happen. But
Right.
That's it, man. I think the Eagles. I think we certified right now.
I agree, man. So when it comes down to it, early thoughts on the Eagles offseason so far before we wrap this thing up, man. So early thoughts on the Eagles offseason so far. What's your thoughts on the free agents, the draft coming up? What's your thoughts on the Philadelphia Eagles offseason so far? As we said, a couple of months away. The schedule is likely to release May 13th through the 15th. So we'll know who our week one opponent is. So, but as for the offseason so far, how are we looking when it comes to our Philadelphia Eagles? How are we looking?
That's a good question. That's a great question on the offseason part. Like who they done picked up. I just think everybody is smart.
Yeah, like who they picked up, what they're going to do in the draft. In other words, give me a grade for the Eagles for this offseason so far.
All right, let's go to Aziz. I like them getting Al-Jalari. I really think Al-Jalari is a good pickup. I think them getting the guys and in the locker room for the Georgia Bulldogs is good, and he's a good player. Josh Oosh is a real good player. Came from Michigan. Came in. He's been a good sack person to keep people with Jalix Hunt, Josh Oosh, and Aziz and Nolan Smith all in that rotation as pass rushers is real big. Avery Williams is really surprised to hear people talking about him. You hear good things. Yeah, he's a good kick returner. Boise State, big time guy. I'm hearing some, they're speaking big on him. I mean, it's a good to have. I'm just thinking if we have a good return team, it's all down the line, the unit everywhere, good depth. I like the tight ends is the thing. They're getting a lot of them. They're getting Harrison Bryant. He was good in college. He was a good pass catcher. The one guy that played with Colin, he played with the Colts, right? Greason, he played with the Colts. This is a guy that caught 70 catches in college. He's a guy to look at. He looks like LJ Smith to me. Then we got Grant Calcaterra, and then I still think EJ Jenkins, he's 6'6". I mean, they really competitive there, and they're really deep in the tight ends. I don't think they're going for nobody to be. These are guys with 1-year deals that's going to get on. I think they're going all. I think it's the type of guys that they can all catch passes from Jalen Hurts, man. I mean, and I like the offensive coordinator. He's a guy. I think he's been there a long time. It's not going to be no fall off. He said it's all about making the best out of people. I think it's going to be a good team. Tyler Steen. I mean, look, you got Kenyon Green. The man was drafted 15. They still got depth there. They still got depth in that team. They're getting a lot of people on this team that is going to be depth. They brought back Matt Pryor. He's a guy that can, another guard. I mean, Stowlin loads them. It's not like they got a lot of good people. Darian Kennard is a guy who's going to come back next year. I remember interviewing him for Kentucky. He had a Penn State. He was a Penn State target. He's a big guy. He's a guy. I think he's going to be another guy that's going to help. They're going to have depth in the line. They're going to have depth. Bringing in Dory Jackson. Dory Jackson you get a guy that's a vet. He's a guy that used to be. Remember, he was a Heisman Trophy candidate. Remember, I mean, he's a guy that can learn. I mean, there's not going to be a guy that's going to be. He was a real good return guy, right? But he didn't do that. But he became a real good, solid DB right now in the league, and I think it's real good to see this team. I think the guys they got. There's no need to go out. They're basically saying there's no need to go out and spend big. They already got the stars on the team. You spend big on Saquon Barkley. You spend big on Jalen Carter. You spend big on Zach Bond. It's just what you do. You spend big on the guys you're waiting for, the Cooper DeJeans, the Quinyon. You got the stars already on the team. They're already there. You know, and you look at Sidney Brown, the guys they're waiting for, Kelly Ringo. I think it's going to be a good team. It's going to be a good squad. Good squad.
Yep. So with that, any final thoughts before we wrap up, or you got anything else to say?
Man, listen, man. Listen. It's good to go into the offseason as champs. It's good to feel good, right? Everything we was talking about came and it happened. Now, the thing is, every time after we go to a Super Bowl, or like in 2004, or like when 2017, this is the big part. Can we continue now? We got to evolve. We got the young team. We got to have them have a good offseason. Every time it's not a good offseason. Remember when we went in 04 and Terrell Owens was doing push-ups? Listen, it's just never a good. Then after 2017, Carson Wentz is bad in the locker room. It's just not. Everybody was getting old. Everybody retired. Everybody, Alshon Jeffrey, Nick Foles wasn't listen, you can say what you want about who's the best quarterback, right? Quit bringing up Nick Foles. You're going to have to always bring up Carson Wentz when you bring up Nick Foles. Quit bringing up Nick Foles as he's the best backup quarterback ever. He's not one of the top Eagle. And they never bring up Norvan Brocklin. I tell them every time, listen, don't let me bring up the history of the Eagles, man. I ain't going to, go there. But listen, we're champs now. I think we're in the best position that we've ever been because everybody young. You got a lot of young superstars. It's not just Jalen. And quit disrespecting Jalen Hurts. Listen, you can't disrespect him now. I mean, he's like the perfect superstar for the league. You don't get no trouble. You get married. Got an all-woman team. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Listen, quit disrespecting Jalen Hurts. Stop. He's in the league.
Acknowledge me.
Like I don't know what it is, man. Listen, what do you got to do to make people happy, man?
But we
don't care. We don't care though. We don't care no more. You can't care. He's a Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP. Man, whatever. Get out of here.
Exactly. And guys, listen, man. That is another beautiful episode of Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition. That's going to be the newest version of Blitz Take. It's going to be Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition. So it's all about this guy right here. So when it's not me and Alex and Steve, it's Broad Street Blitz Take Leader Edition. All right. So make sure y'all tap.
Just get ready for it. Gonna be a good season, man, no doubt.
Yeah. So make sure y'all tap in for that. So for Leader and your boy Fly Eagles Fly, go Birds, come get your Blitz Take and acknowledge the leaders of Broad Street.
Go Birds.